Everybody, what's up? It's True Crime Tuesday. It's Tuesday evening. How's everybody doing? I'm so glad that you're here. Sorry for the strange timing of the shows this week, but the kids are on winter break, and so we're doing, mom and kid stuff during the week and saving the streams for the evening time. So I know you guys are kind of thrown off, but stick with me. After this week, we'll be back to our regular time. All right, joining me tonight is Joe Raffa. Hey, Joe, how are you? You guys know Joe.
How you doing, Megan?
I'm good. He's a former sheriff's deputy in LA, the LA County Sheriff's Office. He was in homicide, and I love having him here because we're going to talk about the craziest case I ever heard about. Sinbad says, wait, where did you go? Where did you go, Sinbad? I was gonna pull your comment up. She said she loved the new intro. I do too. You can thank Heidi for that. Heidi did that, and she's been doing some great clips and stuff for the show. And guess
Hi,
what?
everybody. They're saying something to me over here.
Oh yeah. They're all like, "Hey, Joe." They love you. They've been asking, "Where are you? Where's Joe?" So it's good to see you.
Nice to be missed.
I have some exciting news. So I told you guys I was contacted by a company that wanted me to try its product out, to maybe we partner with them to, sponsor the show or whatever. And today I got it. So this is a Bastion pen from bastionboltactionpens.com. It comes in this really pretty box. They're like luxury pens. And so check this out. It comes in this really cool little felt carrier, so you can stick it in your bag and it won't get lost because it's in this thing. And I really like it, you guys. Anyway, it's beautiful. Look, they sent me an aqua one. It comes in all different colors. It's super heavy. And it's got this fun little bolt action slide here. So to pull the pen out, you like push it down and over like an L shape. And it writes terrific. Now, I'm somebody who still uses pens. I like to journal. I use my calendar. Yeah, it's got a little bolt action pen. See the little bolt? Isn't that fun?
And you can shoot intruders with that.
Not quite, but you could stab someone in the eye, I think. I mean, if you had this
bolt action
ready, yes, you could maybe use the pointy end to do some damage to an eyeball, I guess. But I will say, it feels great. It's a great heavy pen. It writes great. It's very smooth. So I'm going ahead and recommending it. If you guys want to go to their website, you can use, I have a promo code over there that you can use. And it is MEG20 at bastionboltactionpen.com. You can, and they've got them in all different colors. It's really a cool site. Here, I'll show you. Let me see if I can show you their website. They've got every color you could possibly think of. So if you're somebody, I know we have a lot of artists in the crowd. A lot of you like to draw, and some of you write. And if you're like me and you like actual pens to write with, you might just like this. So let me show you their website. This is bastionboltactionpen.com. They have all different colors, all different types. They range from about, I'd say their least expensive pen is about $60. The link is on the screen, guys. It's bastionboltactionpen.com. You can also go to my affiliate link. If you go, I'll drop it in the chat for you guys. Just wanted to say hello to Rumble, by the way. We're streaming on Rumble. We're streaming on YouTube, and also we have a live chat going on Locals, meganfox.locals.com. So welcome to all of you who are listening in all of those places, and I'll be dropping this link for you guys for Bastion Bolt Action pens. I think this is a great pen, and I'm looking forward to writing with it. So I'm excited that they sent this, and I'm excited to have a perfect timing, because tonight, Joe, when we read what we're going to read, YouTube is
I know. I look at some of that, it's crazy.
There is no chance that this will not get demonetized. Absolutely no way. No way that this is going to get monetized on. So let me give you the trigger warning. For those of you who are listening, this case that we're about to talk about, the Taylor Shabusiness case, what the Shabusiness, it's so graphic that if there are children around, if you've got a weak stomach, I don't suggest that you listen to this. Okay, I'm just telling you now. This is going to be. We are reading from a police document. This is a actual, the arrest affidavit. However, it is graphic. Okay, let me tell you, it is graphic, and we're going to get into it. And I do want to know, like, what the heck is going on with the world? Why is the world so crazy? Do you have any guesses, Joe? Because when I sent you the story, what you read through it, right?
Yeah, that's a little weird. But you know what?
Let's say that again.
After the 60s, my theory is the 60s were the riot years for the war and all that, late 60s, early 70s. I think the push to whatever they're doing to change our country comes from this. And I think people are just getting wacky. I mean, there are people out there doing things. I'm a gun guy. I'm not a real gun user, but I believe in the Second Amendment and all that stuff. But I believe they're trying to get rid of the Second Amendment. And people are wacky enough that they're doing all this stuff and they're using it. But they're crazy out there. There's nobody considers anybody anymore. People just act like this is it. I'm doing what I do. If you don't like it, tough. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I really don't. I can't tell you. All I know is that it feels like what the Bible describes is hell, which is the separation from God, right? A separation from God is what the description of hell is, and that's how it feels. I often find myself wondering, where are you, God? Because nobody seems to have any connection to God anymore. Blurple Dragon says, thanks for the super chat, says, here you go, love, since YouTube won't, I will. Love you, my sister in Christ. And maybe that's it. Where is Christ in all of this? And where?
Well, they're attacking the Christian religion in this country.
At this point, I think any religion would help. You want to be a Buddhist, go do that. Like, throw yourself into something. Throw yourself into something that is of a higher spiritual plane than whatever is happening at this very base level. So we're going to talk about Taylor Shabusiness on True Crime Tuesday here, because it is True Crime Tuesday, and we're going to get into it. I'm terrified to say.
Speaking of an absence of Christ, Shabusiness is the answer. Well, I'll tell you, she is weird.
Well, okay, so the first thing you notice, right, is that this name, Shabusiness, it's like, is that a real name?
I don't think so.
But no, it turns out she changed it. So she changed her name to Shabusiness. And her boyfriend, the one that she brutally murdered, hold on one second, I forgot to put this in here, put the promo code on Rumble. The boyfriend that she murdered was like using her last name as well. So he was gonna, I don't know, they thought they were building some kind of business. It turns out the two of them were just, crackheads. And this is also a good story, a good warning for those of you out there who think drugs might be something you can dabble around with. You shouldn't. Just don't, because one of the major problems to me as I'm reading this is these are two people who have nothing else to do besides drugs and get into trouble. If you don't have a job, if you don't have forward momentum, you got problems, big ones.
Yeah.
Joe, did you see that a lot in, with criminals you were running down, just people with no other options? They're just destroying their lives with drugs and whatever.
Well, gangs, you get these young kids in gangs, they're loyal just to that, and whatever they're taught in that gang, whatever the cult of that gang is, they stay with it, and there's no rhyme or reason. Half of them don't know the way to another neighborhood. They just go to the next neighborhood and kill somebody over there if somebody kills them, because they don't know who did it. It was a car went by, they got shot. Well, let's go shoot them.
Yeah,
They had a one of those pursuits in Los Angeles, and the kid was two kids in a Honda, and they went for a couple hours till they ran out of gas. They never went more than 4 blocks. They didn't know anywhere beyond there. They just kept going around their neighborhood any way they could till they ran out of gas.
Oh my gosh.
There's no rhyme or reason.
Well, I don't know what this woman's problem is, but we're going to get into it. Let's read it. This is
found the complaint. Good.
Oh yeah, we got the complaint. Thanks to Legal Vices, by the way, who's hanging out in the chat. He found it and he sent it to me, and I appreciate that. But this case is something. So Taylor Shabusiness, she is the one we're talking about here. Oh, and I guess it would probably be helpful for you to see what this woman looks like. So let me pull up
in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Apparently, there's a lack of good things to do in Wisconsin other than get into necrophilia. Okay, so this is Taylor. She is or was, I don't know what this is. Did she have an OnlyFans? I really don't know, but she's like all the young girls today taking pictures in the mirror. I can assure you, I don't have one picture of me that looks like this anywhere. There's not one.
Yeah, but she's got the hair that matches your pen.
I don't think that's her. That's somebody else. So there she is on her Instagram, but here she is in her orange jumpsuit. I think I showed you the other day. And here's her victim. This is the guy right here in the yellow, who she murdered. Now, this is interesting, right? This is the second story I've brought you recently where a woman is the murderer. And, this is what you should throw back in the faces of the people who say, it's always the husband. No, sometimes it's the girlfriend. And I don't think I've heard of a death this sick. So let's just start reading it. Count 1, first-degree intentional homicide repeater. What does repeater mean, Joe?
I'm looking at this. Where are you reading that?
Right here. Count 1, first-degree intentional.
Oh, intentional homicide. Apparently she's maybe attempted other times or did something.
Great.
Who knows? I don't know. I've never heard that.
Yeah. Here it is. It says right here. The above-named defendant on or about Wednesday, February 23rd, 2022, in the city of Green Bay, Brown County, Wisconsin, did cause the death of the victim with intent to kill that person, contrary to Section 940.01, blah, 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 Wisconsin statutes, a Class A felony, and upon conviction shall be sentenced to imprisonment for life. Because the defendant is a repeater, having been convicted of battery or threat to a judge, prosecutor, or law enforcement officer in Brown County case number 20 CF 998, which convictions remain of record and unreversed. The maximum term of imprisonment for the underlying crime may be increased 6 years if the prior conviction was for a felony. So we don't have the details on the prior, but this is just to let you know she has a prior. Count 2, mutilating a corpse repeater.
Oh, she did that.
Oh, yeah. All right. So she did dismember a corpse with the intent to conceal a crime, contrary to section whatever of the state statutes, which is a Class F felony. And upon conviction may be fined not more than $25,000 or imprisoned not more than 12 years and 6 months or both. Gee, that's a harsh sentence for mutilating a body mutilating a corpse that's already dead. That's
on top of the life without possibility of parole,
Yeah, right. Yeah, she's going to do some time, I think. All right, let's continue. Let's go to the next page. Page 2. Are we moving to page 2? There we go. The maximum term of imprisonment for the underlying crime may be increased because of her other conviction. Third degree, count 3, third degree sexual assault repeater. The above named defendant on or about Wednesday, February 23rd, did have sexual intercourse with the victim without that person's consent, contrary to the law, which is a Class G felony, and upon conviction may be fined not more than $25,000 or imprisoned not more than 10 years or both. The maximum term of imprisonment for the underlying crime may be increased 4 years if the prior conviction was for a felony. So again, she gets the increase if she gets convicted of the other thing. Probable cause. Okay, here we go. Oh boy.
This is the affidavit.
All right, so this is about, they've reviewed the police reports and here's what's in it. Here we go. This is the report of Officer Alex Waynish. Hey, Joe, I hear something in the background. Is it a television? I hear somebody talking.
It might be my wife in the other room. Is it too loud?
Oh, I can hear it, but that's okay. Maybe I can just turn your mic down and I won't hear it. Hold on. Let me try it. I'll just turn it down a little bit.
I can turn the volume down too.
Here we go.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's a little better. Okay. All right, let's get over to here. All right, Officer Waynish was dispatched to a residence that is located in the city of Green Bay, Brown County, Wisconsin, for a report of a severed head being found in a bucket in the basement. A severed head, folks, found in a bucket.
In the bucket.
Upon arrival, Officer Waynish met with TP, who allowed officers into the residence. And this is so sad, his mother is the one who found him. Officer Waynish reports he went down to the basement. Once he reached the bottom of the stairs, Officer Waynish observed the plastic bucket on the floor. Officer Waynish observed a shower beach towel over the bucket. Waynish lifted the towel and observed a human head inside the bucket. Waynish looked around the room and observed what appeared to be dried blood on a nearby mattress. Officer Garth Russell of Green Bay Police Department was asked to assist. Officer Russell gathered information that a person identified as Taylor Shabusiness, date of birth 11/23/1997, who was last seen with the victim, may be living at the Eastman Avenue address. All right, let's go to the third page. And by the way, I think she's 20. I think that makes her 26. 22. She's a very rough 20-something. Let me tell you, she does not look 20-something to me, but okay.
26.
26. Officer Russell also learned there was a van associated with Shabusiness. Officer Russell reviewed a prior photograph of Shabusiness. The officers inspected the van. Officer Russell saw Shabusiness emerge from the apartment building, and upon seeing officers, she stopped. Officer Russell could see that Shabusiness had what appeared to be dried blood on the front of her black hooded sweatshirt, as well as her black sweatpants. Officer Russell later found Shabusiness's hands appeared to be smeared with blood as well, and there was also what looked like dried blood on the back of her sweatshirt. Officer Russell asked Shabusiness if she knew why officers were there, and she stated something that sounded like, because of my warrant for my arrest. Detective Liberta reports that in the rear passenger seat behind the driver's seat, there was a crock pot box. Medical examiner Dr. Vincent Tranchita went to the box, which was on top of a laundry basket of clothes, and located additional human body parts, including legs. Oh, she sawed this guy into pieces and put his legs in a crock pot? In the what?
I've never, just the box, a crock pot box.
Just the box?
That it came in.
Oh.
Cardboard box that the crock pot came in. That can't be more than
how's
that.
Everybody doing? Has everybody lost their lunch yet? Are you keeping your dinner down?
You need a bunch of cuts to get that much of a leg in there.
Oh, you won't believe how she did it. too. I mean, wait till we get to how she did it. I mean, I'm like, how is this possible? She did it with kitchen knives.
Probably
I mean, that's
serrated.
dedication. Dedication, man. Um, we are not laughing at this poor man's fate, but my God. All right. Detective Scanlon reports that during the search, a human head severed from the neck was located in a bucket in the basement near the stairs. The head was identified visually in comparison with a prior photograph of the victim, and it was confirmed to be the victim. According to Dr. Tranchita, there was visual evidence of strangulation observed. Also located in the same bucket was a male organ,
Oh,
along with body fluid and 2 knives. Oh, God. Oh,
maybe she was named Lorena Bobbitt before.
oh, my Lord. So bad. Along with
Yeah,
fluid and
that's
2 knives. Other body parts were found in the basement in other bags, including plastic shopping bags, along with 3 knives, including a bread knife consistent with kitchen knives. Located in a storage tote, and an upper torso was located. Okay, so wait, let me get this straight. Let's just back up what we've learned here. The head and the penis are in the bucket together. There's other body parts in grocery bags and a torso in a tote, a plastic tote.
So the torso would be from the waist to the neck.
Mhm.
That's a pretty big section.
So she literally got his legs cut off too. She put the
Yeah.
legs were in the crock pot box in the van. Linux Charm says she seems like a nice lady. I don't know what y'all are on
The
about.
audience, I'm reading over here, they got a good sense of humor.
I know. I know, it's so bad. We're laughing at you, chat, not at this horrible crime. Chosen One says you can tell that a severed head was strangled. Well, there's more evidence that will come out. I like Just Dawn says, well, meth. Yeah, exactly.
That's it. Well, it makes you do weird things, that's for sure.
Jeff knows. Jeff knows. He's like, no, we're just getting started, you guys. You think this is bad? You're gonna wish for these facts by the time we get to further into this. Okay, it gets worse. It gets worse. Uh, Jeff, you can't fix her. No, you cannot. No. Oh gosh, this case is something else. All right. The upper torso had numerous rigid cuts at the site where the head was removed, consistent with the separated head. Also located in the tote was a carving knife consistent with a kitchen knife and several internal organs. Also located in the search was what appeared to be significant blood staining on an unsheeted top bed mattress, along with what appeared to be a site of previously cleaned up blood on a concrete surface next to and under a significant portion of the bed. Evidence of drug use, no kidding, was observed in the open on the top of the entertainment center, including a glass pipe and a gem bag containing light-colored powder material. Also observed was evidence of blood around a stand-up shower located in the unfinished portion of the basement, and what appeared to be numerous blood drops were visible on the concrete floor in front of the shower that appeared to have been partially wiped or washed away. All right. Detective Scanlon reports that during the search, he stayed in contact with Detective Graff and Detective Kempf, who were at the time questioning Taylor Shabusiness. Detective Scanlon reports that based on Shabusiness's statement and officers' observations at the scene, Detective Scanlon found the information Shabusiness was saying would be consistent with officers' findings during the search of the basement. Oh boy. All right, we need page 4. Taylor Shabusiness. Apparently on Monday, February 21st, Taylor Shabusiness came and picked up the victim. This was from the statement given to Detective Graff by the mother, whose initials are TP. TP stated that was the last time she saw the victim alive. TP stated that her boyfriend told her that sometime Monday night into Tuesday, February 22, the victim and Shabusiness returned to the home and went into the basement. See, now I have a theory, Joe, and it's not going to be a real, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not going to be a real compassionate theory, but I do have one, and that's this. If your kid is 26 years old or whatever, because he's probably around the same age, the victim,
Yeah.
and he's still living in your basement and he doesn't have a job and he has all the time in the world to get this weird girlfriend in a drug habit, you're failing. You need to kick him out. He needs to go
Oh,
out
that's
on
for
his own.
sure.
He needs to get out on his own. Mommy should not be doing his laundry and cooking him his meals if he can't go get a job and be a, contributing
Well,
member of
with their
society.
lifestyle, he's not going to work anyways. They're doing drugs. All they're doing is he's probably ripping the mother off for money,
Oh,
and
yeah.
whoever she's getting it from, the mother's supporting him.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's how he keeps his drug habit. And he
and
doesn't
I'm
have to pay any rent or anything.
Exactly. He's not paying any rent, and this is not helping adults become adults. It's not helping to let your kids live with you forever unless they're actually working and, working and trying to get ahead and saving money or something, and that's why they live with you. But if they're unemployed and doing drugs and bringing home hookers like this one, no, stop it. Get out.
If you leave a drug user in your house, you're going to start losing jewelry, any items that can be sold easily, because that's what they do. They grab anything they can sell to get their fix. Whatever they want. That's the only way they're not working.
Now I got to tell you a story.
Stealing it.
I got to tell you a story about my dad. So I had come home from my first stint at college. I had been there a year and I dropped out. I decided I didn't want to do it. It was not working out. I decided to come home. Plus my dad had a heart attack, so it scared me and I wanted to come home. So I came home and I'm laying around the pool at my dad's house. I've been there for like a week, maybe 2. And
Are we talking about the same?
I'm laying around at the pool. I'm 19 years old. I'm laying out at the pool every day at my dad's house. And he comes out one day. He's on his way to work. He comes out to the pool. He comes over. He stands over. I feel the shadow fall over me. He goes, Megan. I said, yeah, Dad. He goes, get off your ass and get a job. And if you don't have a job by the end of the week, get out.
There you go.
Okay, Dad.
Tough love.
All right, Dad. I had a job like within 2 days.
Yeah. And that's the truth. You could go out and get a job anytime you want.
Yep.
I mean, there's places where you could just walk in and get a job, and it's not that big a deal.
And he wasn't kidding either, and I knew it. I knew and his ultimatum was this: you either go get a job or you come work for me, but you are not going to sit on your ass at the pool all day long
or go back to college
in my house. Yeah, or go back to college.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe he wanted that more than anything.
Yes, probably.
He wanted to go back to college.
Yeah.
He figured if you had to go work, you might say, no, maybe I'll go back to college.
I think I ended up working for him. I think I ended up working for him for a while. He opened up a little ice cream shop and I ran that with him for a while. We did a lot of things. We did a lot of things together. Oh, it was funny though. But that's what you have to do with your adult children.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's normal.
You got to go to work.
Go out and get a job.
Yeah. Yeah, you can stay home if you're working. You want to stay in my house, but you got to go get a job. I don't think that's a
problem.
Yeah, me either.
I know there are kids that stay with their parents. They're 22, 23, but they're working. They go out to have a social life,
Yeah.
And the parents, they just go about their business, and that's it.
Right. But
apparently
you got to get a
somebody
job.
wasn't watching this one.
You can't be in the basement all day doing drugs with weirdos. All right, let's see. Sometime TP stated that sometime Monday night into Tuesday, the victim and Shabusiness returned to the home and went into the basement. TP believed that Shabusiness and the victim were in the basement during the day on Tuesday. TP stated she did not go into the basement, but she did recall hearing Shabusiness talking at one point. TP stated that she and her boyfriend were out of the house during the day on Tuesday. TP stated that there was a minivan parked on the road in front of the house during that time, and she was not sure if it was Shabusiness's. TP stated that sometime between 2:30 and 3 a.m. that morning, February 23rd, she was awoken by a storm door being slammed. TP stated that she heard a vehicle, and she assumed it was Shabusiness's. TP stated that she got out of bed and saw the light in the basement was still on. TP stated she went to see if the victim was still there because she thought Shabusiness had left. TP went into the basement and did not see anyone, so she started to walk back up the stairs, and that was when she noticed a bucket next to the bottom of the stairs. TP stated she removed a blanket that was over the bucket and discovered the head of the victim. How sad. So sad for that mother.
For the mother to find that, yeah,
Isn't
that's
that
gotta
awful?
really be bad. Yeah.
Really bad. Officer Russell informed Detective Graff that Shabusiness had a large amount of what he believed to be blood on her clothing. Detective Graff observed Shabusiness had a cut on her left thumb. Detective Graff also observed some scratches on her arms and hand that, according to Shabusiness, were self-inflicted. Detective Graff also noticed on Shabusiness's hands a red substance stain that Detective Graff believed to be blood. Detective Graff spoke with Shabusiness after advising her of her rights. Detective Graff told Shabusiness that a few hours ago, officers were sent to a residence in Green Bay in which the head of the victim was found. Shabusiness's response was, "That's pretty fucked up." Yeah.
Very.
Yeah. Detective Graff asked where the rest of the victim's body was, and Shabusiness stated that it was still in the basement. Detective Graff asked her to tell him what happened, and Shabusiness's first comments to Detective Graff were, "That's a good question," because she had blacked out during that time. Detective Graff asked Shabusiness if it was just her and the victim in the basement, and she said that it was, and nobody else had come down. She stated that she and the victim were smoking the bitch, which Detective Graff was able to clarify with Shabusiness that he believed she was referring to methamphetamine. Shabusiness stated that the victim had a chain that he had put around his neck, like a dog collar, like a choke collar. Shabusiness,
Yeah.
Shabusiness stated they were getting to sexual intercourse. The strangulation was part of the sex act, according to Shabusiness. Shabusiness stated that she and the victim had used strangulation during sex in the past. By the way, you guys, this is like something we were talking about with John Euler the other day, who is the expert in sex criminals. And anyone who wants to choke you, you should have a real red flag about that person. Am I right, Joe?
No. Yeah. Yes. If they want to do that, and when they get a little excited, it's all over.
It's all over.
Yeah.
It's a real bad sign if somebody wants to choke you.
Well, you know what
That's
sexual misadventure is, right? When
yeah. It's,
people that
yeah.
hang themselves. Yeah.
Yeah. So Shabusiness then made the statement, "Damn the head, and I can't believe I left the head, though," referring to the victim's head. Graff then asked Shabusiness where the rest of the body was, and she stated it was in the basement. Shabusiness responded that the police were going to have fun trying to find all the organs as she dismembered the body. Shabusiness stated all of the body parts should be in the basement. Shabusiness stated that there should be a foot or a leg in the minivan. Detective Graff asked Shabusiness what she did with the head, and she stated she put the head in a black bucket and put a blanket over it. Detective Graff asked how Shabusiness dismembered the body. Shabusiness stated that she used knives that she obtained from the kitchen of the residence and that a bread knife worked the best because of the serrated blade. Now,
Right.
I have one of those bread knives, Joe. I can't even imagine the strength it would take, though, to use it to dismember a body.
Well, just dismembering a body, a butcher would be good at it because he's used to cutting up a cow or whatever. If you do a turkey at Thanksgiving, you know how hard it is to get the leg out and get
Oh,
the other
yeah.
joint.
It's so hard.
With the serrated edge, it cuts better. You know what I mean? Than a straight edge. The serrated edge actually helps them.
I can't believe
They
that anybody did this
good
with
knives. They give
shoe
them
knives.
brand.
I know. I mean, are these Ginzu knives? Like,
Yeah,
what
no,
in
no,
the
they're not Ginsu. Ginsu doesn't have bread knives.
they don't? I remember the
No,
commercials where they were like they cut through
I
cans
know.
and stuff.
Well, what's the
Oh
name of
my
the
lord.
restaurant where they flip all that stuff?
I don't
Japanese,
know, like
Japanese.
the hibachi grill?
Yeah, yeah, whatever it's called. It's that one. They use the Ginsu knives. They
The
go.
Ginsu knife. Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
lord. This is so sad. Oh,
It's
so
sad, but it's you got to
it's
laugh
crazy.
because if you don't, it'll depress you.
It's just depressing. Shabusiness stated that the knives should be in a black bag along with the body parts in the basement. Shabusiness indicated that she would use whatever bag she found in the basement to place the body parts into. Shabusiness made the comment that at one point she did get paranoid and lazy, and that she thought it was the dope that was making her paranoid. Oh, it wasn't the fact that she was cutting up a body. No. It was the
Yeah, well,
drugs.
she said before she blacked out. Well, did she black out, or does she remember doing it, or not remember? See, she has
Yeah.
conflicting statements all through here.
Well, because she didn't
Because
black
the
out.
defense is going to jump on and say, well, she didn't know what she was doing. She was overcome with the drugs, and she didn't know anything. She didn't remember anything.
Yep.
But see, she's giving stuff away because she did do things, and she's telling you what she did. How did she black out?
How did she not remember if she's now telling you what she did?
If she remembers, right?
Yep. She said that the victim produced two chains, one for him and one for her. Shabusiness described the chains at the time as being chain link and silver. Shabusiness would later describe the chains as being like a dog choke collar. She stated that she just went crazy, referring to strangling the victim. At one point during the interview, she stated she could feel the victim's heart beating still as she was choking him. So she kept pulling and choking him harder, but the victim would not die, and that he just kept, and this is in quotes, rebuilding into muscle, whatever that means. I don't know what that
I have no idea.
I don't know what that means. Detective Graff asked at what point did she know that the victim was not alive anymore. She stated that the victim's face turned purple, blood was coming from his mouth, but she did not stop. So again, Joe, she's explaining exactly what happened, whereas
she can't
before,
remember.
She said she blacked out.
But in your throat, there's like a cube, and it's just like an open cube with just the lines, and it's the hyoid bone. And if that gets broken or crushed, you die. I mean, there's no fixing it or going back or anything. And that could have, if she was crushing the throat, that could have poked it and made it bleed. So.
Oh, Fubar Temp, what is this this is an anime thing, rebuilding muscle? What does it mean? What does it mean?
I've never heard that term.
Well, that's because we don't.
He just kept rebuilding into muscle.
We're not anime fans. If this has something to do with anime, then that makes sense. I don't know what it means. What does it mean in anime speak, you guys? Let us know, chat. If you know, we want to know. I'm checking in with Rumble. Make sure you guys are doing good in there. What's up, Rumble? What's up, Locals chat? MeganFox.locals.com. And later tonight at 10:15 p.m., Gadfly is going to join me for a Locals exclusive watch party. We're watching South Park, the Worldwide Privacy Tour. You are not going to want to miss it. It's going to be hilarious. So if you haven't signed up at Locals, you need to do it. MeganFox.locals.com. And we're going to be watching that at 10:15. It's going to be hilarious. Last night we watched The Bachelor, and that was also funny. Because I've had enough of this depressing stuff. So we're going to laugh some. Because holy crap, it's so bad.
Yeah, well, this is a little out of the ordinary. You have to give it that.
Oh, it's
but there
way
have been
out of the
other
ordinary.
There have been other murders where they were cut up and all. That's not uncommon. It's not.
This is one of the grossest ones, though, because we're not
more...
even. Oh, Joe, what I'm about to read to you, you haven't even seen in the news. They couldn't even print it in the news. That's how bad it is.
Oh, geez.
Detective Graff asked what she did after the victim died. Shabusiness stated that she then played with his body. Shabusiness stated that she sucked the victim's penis, that she had a dildo that she put in the victim's mouth, and then in the victim's ass. Detective Graff asked Shabusiness if when she was choking the victim, if he tried to fight back at all. She stated that he did. Oh, God. I mean, the sickness here is just too much. She stated that she, her friend, and the victim smoked marijuana and that she and the victim smoked some methamphetamine. Shabusiness's friend left. The Shabusiness reported that she then shot up herself and the victim with trazodone.
I don't know what that is.
I don't either. I think it's an antipsychotic drug.
They are psychotic, so that would be a good one to use. Jeez.
What is Let me look it up. What's trazodone?
Trazodone. What
is it used for? Is the question. Trazodone. It is an antidepressant medication that's used to treat major depressive disorder, anxiety disorders, and difficulties with sleep. Weird. Okay.
Hmm.
So I don't know if people use higher doses of it to get high or what, but that's what they did.
Or,
Whew.
yeah,
Shabusiness stated that it was about 5 minutes after they arrived at the mother's house that victim pulled out the chains. Shabusiness stated that she began to choke the victim, and she described it as the victim lying face down on the bed with her on top of him, pulling on the end of the chain. The victim coughed up blood, and she was just waiting for him to die while she was watching his face. Shabusiness made the comment that she was already this far, so she just kept on referring to choking the victim. Shabusiness said in a lower tone of voice, "Yeah, I liked it." So now she's admitted that she not only did it,
she got
but
a
she
thrill
liked
from
it.
it.
Yeah, she liked it.
Well, you got to realize these people do this because the normal sexual experience doesn't do anything for them. You know, the sexual misadventures, this kind of stuff, mutilation, you know, all kinds of things like that are because they can't get a normal sexual reaction.
It's
So they go
gross.
beyond.
It's totally gross.
How about the victim?
Yeah, terrible. Why was he doing this? Right, exactly. Same problem. Shabusiness stated that she thought it took 3 to 5 minutes for the victim to die. Detective Kempf clarified with Shabusiness that when the victim began to cough up blood, she just did keep on choking the victim because she wanted to see what happens. Shabusiness made comments that she blacked out while choking the victim, but when she woke up, that the victim was already purple, so she kept going. Oh, Lord. She made comments to detectives asking if they knew what it was like to love something so much that you kill it. I can't say that I do, Joe.
No, it sounds a little. How long are you going to love somebody?
I can't say that I have ever loved
No,
someone
that's
so much I wanted to kill them. That doesn't make any sense.
no, no. Well, she's not normal, obviously. She's got mental problems. See, and that's going to be a problem prosecuting her because they're going to go for a mental defective. I don't remember. She passed
She
out. She doesn't know. And
she
she's being
lost that argument. So she's tried it 2 or 3 times and she's been found competent to stand trial like three
oh, really?
times. Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
she's
good.
going to trial. She really gave him
Well, the
shabusiness.
thing is, if she wins that and goes into a mental institution, they're liable to release her in 5 years.
Yeah,
You
she's
know,
not going to go to a mental institution. No
that's
way.
good.
No way. No way. Oh, and she attacked her lawyer in court, by the way, at the last
I saw
hearing.
that. Saw
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. She attacked her lawyer. Shabusiness stated the plan was for her to bring. Oh, wait, I missed something here.
You know what? On what you just said about attacking the lawyer, my first impression was that the lawyer planned that to go along with
That's
his meanness.
possible. It's possible, but
That
he
was my
also
that was my first thought when I saw it. But
he also put in a motion to withdraw that very day. Like he doesn't want
yeah,
to be her
because now
lawyer
she's
anymore.
nuts. He doesn't want to have anything to do with her. The next guy comes along and says, "See what she did."
See, she's nuts. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point. That could have been part of it. Um, Detective Graff clarified with Shabusiness that she was in the basement with the victim all during the day of Tuesday and into Tuesday night and into Wednesday morning, and he was dead, and then dismembered his body, and she was doing all that gross stuff with the body.
Yeah.
Shabusiness stated the plan.
Fortunately, he was dead.
Yeah. Stated the plan was for her to bring all of the body parts with her, but she got lazy and only ended up putting the leg and foot in the van, and she forgot the head. Well, she also forgot the torso and all the
The
organs
legs.
and I mean, the legs she put in the van, but she forgot the
Oh, okay.
torso and the internal organs and the head and the wing. Um, she forgot the rest of it. Oh my gosh. Shabusiness made comments that she did not mean to kill the victim, but as she was choking him, she liked it and she would just keep doing it. Shabusiness also made the comment that she was not prepared, as killing the victim was random. Shabusiness stated that she had the victim's body on the bed in the basement and she pulled him to the edge of the bed and put the black bucket underneath the victim's head as she was cutting the head off. I mean, this is planned. Look, I'm just saying, I mean,
Yeah,
she had
I
thought
mean,
to do it. She had thought first degree murder is not like you don't have to have like a week to plan it. You can plan it
no, it's
in the instant.
instantaneously.
Yeah. And clearly she planned to do this. She planned to choke him, then she
Yeah,
planned
she
to
indicated
dismember
she
him.
wanted to see what it was like if you choke somebody when they were having sex. She made that comment,
And then she
So
took steps to hide the blood because she let it pour into a Tupperware thing and then would carry it to the drain and wash it down with the drain.
yeah,
So this was all very premeditated, if you ask me. She had plenty
yeah.
of time to
The
think
thing with the
about this.
chains and all,
Mm-hmm.
she had the chains to use to choke them and everything.
Man, Shabusiness stated that she had let's see, she put the black bucket underneath the victim's head as she was cutting the head off. Shabusiness also talked about using a bucket and a tote to catch the victim's blood, and that she would use the shower in the basement to dump out the bucket. Shabusiness was asked if she thought it was the right thing to do, and Shabusiness's comment was that she did it anyway, referring to killing the victim. Oh gosh. Okay, so that's it. That's the end of that complaint. How are you doing? Is everyone doing okay? Have you thrown up yet? We're wow. Yeah, don't
I
forget
don't
to
think you
hit
bothered
the
them
like
that
button.
much. They seem to be pretty entertained, if you want to know the truth.
Well, I will tell you this, that man we had on, John Mueller, the other day, who works with sex offenders, would have a lot to say about this case, which
Well,
is
it's all about what he's doing. That's exactly what this all is. It's all sexual perversion.
yeah,
It's
deviance. It's that deviance he was talking about. The
You're
deviant.
saying first degree murder, but she didn't plan the murder. She got involved in the murder. You know what I'm saying? She
Mm-hmm.
put herself in that position to find out what it was like,
Mm.
and then she got carried away with it, and she kept going. She
God,
wanted to see what would happen if he was choking. Would it make it more exciting for her, or for him, or whatever? And then after a while, it became, wait a minute, this is fun. Let's keep doing this. And he was left out of the choice.
don't forget to hit that like button, like and subscribe on YouTube, and also hit that like button on Rumble if you're watching us there. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. And if you're not following me on Locals, do that now. meganfox.locals.com. Locals is fantastic. And by the way, if you're on Rumble, you can just hit that red button. It'll take you right to my Locals page, where you'll find the link for tonight's episode of South Park with Gadfly and I at 10:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. I'm going to be getting into my jammies and maybe getting some popcorn going, and we're gonna do
Be
it.
great after this show.
Yeah, we're gonna need it. We're gonna need it after this because holy cow, this is insane. All right, so here's the news on Shabusiness. She's supposed to be going to court in March. Is Jeff still in the chat? Jeff, are you still there? When's the trial? Because I think it was scheduled for March 6th. And if it's going to be televised, I'm going to carry it. We're going to do that trial. That'll be fun because this is going to be it's going to be short. It's only going to be 5 days. If it starts in March, and I'll keep you updated. Let me see if we have a trial date because they were supposed to be setting the trial date the day that she attacked her attorney. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if the trial got. Oh, it did. Wait, let's see. Judge won't push back trial date, so he's refusing to push back the date. So that means that it's supposed to start in March. So it's coming up real soon, and I'll keep you guys updated on that. If Jeff's around, he probably knows what actual date it is. Hearing tentatively scheduled for May 15th. Oh, so they did push it back. Wasn't it supposed to start in March? So I don't know. So hearing tentatively set for May, and I guess we'll see at that time. We'll see at that
When's
time.
the one in Idaho? In June?
June, the end of June. Yeah, the end of June. And of course, we're going to cover that one too, the Idaho 4. I'll be doing trial coverage on that. If it's televised, and we still don't know. We still don't know if it's going to be or not, so we're not sure. So Joe, tell me, did you ever when you were working with the sheriff's department, did you ever run into any female killers? Were you ever after any female killers?
Right off the top of my head, I can't think of one. We had women that killed. I mean, sometimes you had marital or domestics where a woman killed a man, but we never had any, not like the serial killer things or anything real bizarre that I
Mm.
remember.
Mm-hmm.
But there we did have women suspects, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's what was it? That woman in Florida was the first woman serial killer. I forget
Oh,
her
what was
name,
her
but
name?
they did a movie about her. That was the
Yeah,
first serial killer.
the
But
one,
women
oh, I
generally
don't.
aren't serial killers. Women generally emotion, you know, they kill for emotion.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
was the woman that set the bed on fire? What was that? You know, things like that. Domestic abuse.
Uh-huh.
They'll retaliate. So,
Well, this
but
one is quite the crime. I mean, people are comparing it to Jeffrey Dahmer and the type of mutilation that he did. And I would have to believe that if this woman wasn't caught, she would absolutely have done this again. Eileen Warnos, that's who you were thinking of, the one in Florida.
yes, yes.
Warnos, she's the one. Didn't she pick him up at motels or high on the
She had
highway
a
or something?
van. She had a van. Picked him up in her van.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was pretty
Yeah.
brutal.
Well, I get real tired of hearing people make generalizations that it's always men that kill. It's certainly not. I mean, IDTV has an entire series called Snapped, where they talk about women who kill, women who murder, and there's all kinds of them.
Well, remember the one you asked me, and I said that I had a case where we had a woman, her husband had a business. They were in business together. He had a secretary. The wife became jealous of the secretary. The wife wasn't really involved in the business. The secretary was. They started to have an affair. She got upset and she murdered the girlfriend. And then she took off. They were some Southeast Asian country. And she took off and went to Vermont somewhere. And we eventually caught her with the immigration service was able to locate her. But I told you that show wanted to do a story on it, but it wasn't really that great. But she shot her several times in the living room and shut the door on her, everything else, and took off. They get vicious when they get mad. I mean, you know, and it's always violent. You know, it's
Well,
not just
Jeff was pointing out that apparently she had a Dahmer obsession. So Law and Crime is reporting that the woman accused of a meth-fueled sexual assault and dismemberment of man's corpse reportedly had a near infatuation with Jeffrey
ah,
Dahmer, claims a journalist. Let's see what it says here about this. The Wisconsin woman accused of murdering a man, sexually assaulting him, and mutilating his corpse in a meth-fueled bloodbath had a near infatuation with Jeffrey Dahmer, according to an expert on the serial killer. Taylor Shabusiness, 24, is charged with first-degree intentional homicide, mutilating a corpse, and third-degree sexual assault. A longtime Wisconsin journalist and law enforcement operative noted recently that the alleged crimes are remarkably similar to the ones committed by another former Wisconsin resident serial killer, Dahmer. One of the things that I've found out from talking to different sources of mine on this case is that the suspect in this case had an infatuation almost with Jeffrey Dahmer and with Jeffrey Dahmer crimes, he claimed in an interview to ABC. The interview did not disclose who those sources might be, but Schwartz is a known name among the Wisconsin law enforcement community and among court observers alike. She was the Milwaukee Journal reporter who broke the Dahmer story back in 1991. She would go on to write 2 books about the infamous serial killer after serving stints as a public relations officer for the Milwaukee Police Department and for Wisconsin Attorney General's office, according to her LinkedIn profile. So that's all we have is this guy's, he's just saying that he thinks that she had an obsession with unnamed sources. So I don't know how great that
well,
is.
Dahmer's biggest achievement was being able to get rid of all that stuff without people coming into the place not knowing it. You
Right.
know, they didn't have any awareness that that actually happened in there. You know, and
Yeah,
then
it's
he had so
amazing that
many
he got away
skulls
with
that
it.
they thought they were just a joke that you got the skulls, you know, somewhere and just put them up there for decoration. But
Ellie,
how he
do I think she
dismembered the
took a
bodies and got rid of everything. I think he put them out in the trash.
Yeah, he did.
He-
Ellie,
yeah.
do I think she took a nibble? That's always Nick's question. Yeah, do you take a nibble? I bet she did. I'd put money on it. I'd put money on it because this
Well,
one
we went
is
to a seminar
crazy.
every year. We used to go to a homicide seminar, and the guy that did the Dahmer case came there and talked about it. And he said the only one he really ate anything of was the one that he loved, and that
Oh,
he did that because he thought he could have him with him forever. You
ugh.
know, that's the way he told it to us. But the mutilation was the thing that was really, everybody thinks of the cannibalism, but he didn't eat all the other ones. He just ate that one or part of it. But he mutilated took the skulls down to a skeleton, I mean, their heads down to a skull.
Mm.
That was pretty inventive.
Blurple Dragon says, I used to love Snapped. Me too. And so did my mom. My mom and I used to watch that. And I remember my dad came in once and he looked at the TV and he goes, "What are you watching?" And my mom looked at him and she was like, "Yeah, you just watch out." It was so funny. He's like, "You're sick." And
Well, that's another thing. Women like to watch things that men really, it doesn't interest them, the
I
gore,
know.
but women are infatuated with it.
It's because, and I've explained this a million times, it's because we don't want to die by violent murder. So we keep
Yeah.
thinking that if we watch these things and we'll figure out who these people are and how to
And
avoid
avoid
them.
them.
Oh, Chop Susie says my cousin was on Snapped. Who did she kill? Uh, or was it your male cousin? Was he a victim? Chandler Holderson, that was a bad case with some weird dismemberment and
Where he cooked
possibly
his
cooking.
parents. Nice
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
I never heard of that
nice
one.
guy. Oh man, this case is so weird.
Well,
So
when
weird.
you think back, how many times have you even got a little bit of a blurb of a story and it was so gross that you don't even try to absorb it? You just forget
True.
about it.
True.
Is I mean, people do things to each other. Whenever you hear somebody say, "Oh no, he wouldn't do that," you're looking at somebody for a murder and say, "Oh, he wouldn't kill it." Everybody is capable of killing somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody. Maybe they have more self control. Maybe they can avoid doing it, but everybody's capable. You put a mother in the right position with her kids, and she'll kill somebody in a hot second.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just not true that that guy wouldn't do that. He would under the right circumstances. You
Mm-hmm.
push the right button, something will happen.
I'm watching a show right now that's about that. It's about putting people in situations where they would kill. What's his name is in it? David Tennant is in it. I don't remember what it's called, but it's really quite good. I think it's on Netflix, and it's about, at least this episode or the one that I'm watching, is he's a priest, or not a priest, he's an Anglican priest, so he has a wife. So he's a Anglican priest, and he's got a guy who has a child porn problem, but he doesn't know that. He just knows that this guy has asked him to hold a USB drive because his mother's coming and she's going to search his house, and he just thinks it's porn. He thinks it's regular porn. So
Yeah.
he's like, "Yeah, okay, all right, I'll hold it." And he takes it, but a bad chain of events happens, and somebody takes that thumb drive thinking it's something else, puts it in his computer at home, and there's all these, and it's the tutor sees all these pictures of child porn, and she thinks it's her student, his son, the priest's son, that is into this. And so she's going to
Yeah.
obviously go to the police, and the priest is trying to stop her, like, "No, no, no, you can't." But he can't tell her whose it is because it's
Yeah.
part of the confessional, right? So he can't say, "This is not." So he tries to say it's mine, and she doesn't believe it. And then even if he says it's mine, she's going to go to the police. So he ends up putting her in the basement, you know,
Oh,
and like, wait. And now he's trying to figure out, what am I going to do with her? Because if I let her go,
now he's got
she's
more problems.
if I let her go, now I'm going to jail for not only the child porn, but
Kidnapping.
kidnapping. And she's talking to him the whole time, like, "You're going to kill me, aren't you?" "Well, I've made it hard for you." She cut herself and put her blood all over the basement. And she said, "You'll
What
never
you're
find
thinking.
it. You'll never find it. They will, but you'll never find it. And everyone knows that you're the last you're the last house I was in." It's a great show. I don't know how it ends yet. I haven't seen the rest of it, but it's if I could remember it, I would tell you what it was
David
called.
Tennant. Well, we can find it with that
Yeah,
name.
David Tennant's in it, and it's great. It's great. It's a really good show, and I don't find a lot of shows lately that I think are not predictable, and this one so far hasn't been predictable, and I've enjoyed it. Um,
Well, somebody
Renee's
said movies only have about five or six different um, themes, and that's it. And they're all variations of that. There's not that many different
yeah.
plots.
Renee says, "Oh my god, I've watched that one. You're never going to guess who done it." Well, I have a feeling that the priest's wife is gonna do it, that she's gonna end up killing the tutor because she's getting sick of having her in the basement.
Not the guy that had the porno thing in the first place. He
Right.
gets off
Well, because
completely
his wife
free.
believes him that it's this awful parishioners, that it has the problem, and, yeah, it's an interesting show, but the whole premise of it is anyone, even a person who's dedicated his entire life to peace, is capable of killing, right? In
Yeah,
the right circumstances.
you put the right circumstances together, and they'll do either defending somebody or protecting themselves
Mhm.
or what they perceive to be something that they should protect, and they'll do what they have to do.
Mm.
It's, uh,
I would really hate to be in that situation to ever have to kill someone. I often think maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I'd just die. Maybe I'm because I'm not sure. I'm
well, what
not
if
sure
somebody
if I
breaks
have it.
into your house? Do you have a gun?
I can't disclose any of that. I
No, I'm
may.
just saying. I mean, not just you. I'm just saying, if somebody breaks in your house, do you have a gun? What are you going to do? You might shoot them. That's everybody has to think about that if that happens to them.
Well, I'm in New York, and you have to be real careful if you shoot anyone who even if someone in your house, you can't
Yeah,
shoot anybody unless they're threatening your life, so that means that
exactly.
someone can break into my house and steal everything in it, and as long as they're not threatening me or my life, I can't shoot them. Fire Pixie sent a super chat, she says, "Do you know how awesome you are and your chat?" Aw, that's so sweet, thank you. You're awesome too, Fire Pixie, love you. Um,
Yeah, well. The thing is, though, if you say they threatened your life and they're dead,
I
they're
do
not
have
going to
an
give it.
attack daughter. That's true. I'm gonna tell her you said that. She will love that. I do. I
That's
have an
funny.
attack daughter. She's a
Okay.
jujitsu master. She's pretty
Oh,
good.
there you go. See,
I would
so you're armed.
absolutely feel safer with my daughter with me than without her. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, well, just so you don't have cameras in the house.
Yeah, right. Well, one time, so this is interesting, and you'll probably laugh about this because this is such a police thing to say. But in Chicago, Chicago has all those terrible gun laws too, and for a long time, they also had the laws about I don't know if they still do, but when we were growing up, they had laws about self-defense and there were all these rules. And like if you shot somebody um and they weren't inside your house, so if they were like outside your house, like you couldn't shoot somebody there. So I remember my husband's car was stolen out in front of his house and they saw the guy my father-in-law saw the guys doing it and he had them in his sights, but he decided, "I'm not gonna pull the trigger because what if that's my son and I just can't tell from here?" So he didn't do it, and the cops come, and because he called them, they come and he said to him, "Just out of curiosity, if I had shot the guy stealing my car, would I have been in trouble?" And the cop told him, just drag him back inside."
That story's been told a million times, though, about dragging them back in the house.
Just drag him back
That's a
in.
big problem. That's a big. You know what postmortem lividity is, right?
Uh-huh.
Where you can't be dragging people around without that, without giving it away. You know what I mean?
I know.
So you got to
Yeah.
be careful.
Yeah, you got in blue states, you can't shoot anybody
No,
unless
I
you
know.
are really about to die. That's about the
Yeah,
only time you
yeah.
can do it. And
Texas is not the place.
if you want more
Uh-huh.
on that, you should pick up The Law of Self-Defense Principles by Andrew Branca because that book is he'll tell you how to do it. Ellie says Texas is not the place to break into someone's house. You can't even walk onto somebody's property in Texas without, if they don't want you
Polk
there.
County, Florida, the sheriff said on TV, if you break into somebody's house in this city
Yeah.
or this county, they're going to kill you. So
And
have at it.
and I'm not gonna. And didn't he say it? I'm not gonna
I'm
prosecute
not going
him.
to arrest them. You're damn right. You're not going
Nope.
to arrest them.
Nope.
No, we in Norwalk, when I worked in Norwalk, we had one or two of those where people got shot in the house, and some in the yard running away, and they got away with it.
This is the
You know,
funniest
so
comment ever. Mrs. K. Griff, I'm in Oklahoma. You can shoot pretty much anyone you want.
you
That is
just have
not
to
true,
have a good
Chad.
story. You have to
It's
have a
not
good story.
true. In Texas, you can shoot creeps robbing your neighbor's house. That's true. I think that's true
Yep. Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. We get
Um,
those NRA magazines have the stories, citizen protecting themselves stories, where
mhm.
people come in the house. The best one was in Idaho. A 12-year-old girl was a skeet shooter, and two guys broke into the house, and she told them to leave. She had a 12-gauge shotgun
Oh
pointed at
boy.
them, and they came up the steps anyway, and she killed the one, and the other one got wounded.
Well, she told him.
12 years old. She
She
told
told
them. She
him.
warned them.
She
Yeah.
warned him. Renee says it's called
Inside Man.
Inside Man. Yep, that's what it's called. It's called Inside Man. That's the show with David Tennant, and I love David Tennant. I would watch him in anything. I'll tell you what. I think he's so entertaining. I think he's such a good actor. I've never seen him in anything that I didn't absolutely love. Um,
I have to look him up afterward. I don't know who you're talking about. I probably know him to
you don't
see,
know
but
David
not.
Tennant? Hold
I
on.
don't know. I'm old.
Yes, you
He's
do.
probably young.
No, he was Doctor Who for a while. David Tennant. You know him. He's not young. He's how old is he? He's at least he's got to be in his 50s, I guess. Let's see. See if I can pull him up. Here we go. Let's see. These are old
Oh,
pictures of him.
tenant, like a
Tennant.
tenant in the house.
Uh-huh. Do you recognize him?
No.
He's British. So this is the Inside Man. This is the one here, the one with him in the priest collar.
Okay, yeah, right here.
He was in
I watch a lot of
Broadchurch.
that British stuff. I'm watching Endeavor.
Well, he's in a
Or
ton
yeah,
of British TV. He's on all kinds of stuff.
and then when you showed me that, that's the first thing I thought. I saw him in this Endeavor, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, this is the one that this is Inside Man is the one that I have been watching, and I think it's really quite good. It's really good.
It's a series.
It's a series, yeah. And it's been really interesting anyway. I liked it. I liked it. I like British TV shows. Um,
Yeah.
I think they're pretty good. I like especially the police ones. The police
Hmm.
shows I think are much better than the American shows. I find them just to be less predictable. American police shows are strange. Do you watch any of those police shows, Joe?
I'll tell you, a friend of mine was talking about one, Southland. Did you watch Southland?
That sounds familiar. I
It
don't
was
think I
on
did watch
Prime.
it though.
It was good.
Was
It's
it?
about LAPD, and what it does is it's like 5 seasons, and it's just detectives and patrol deputy or patrol officers and all that, and it's really a good show. It's a lot of action. Um, it shows some of the mundaneness. It shows a lot of the action, and it brings in, if you're from around Los Angeles during that time, there's little hints of things that were going on around that time, and they fit them in there. You know what I mean? To give
Yeah.
it more realism. And I thought it was a great series for a police series. A lot of times they're boring, because patrol work, you have action, but it's not every 2-3 minutes.
I
You
liked
have one
I
big
liked
incident in a day.
Bosch. I really liked Bosch,
Bosch was terrific.
and I like the spin-off too. The spin-off is really good. I've liked that one. The one that is like he becomes a private
Private
detective.
investigator. I
Uh-huh.
haven't watched that. I'm going to watch it.
Oh, you're
I
gonna
love the
love
show,
it.
though.
You're
Oh,
gonna
I know.
like it.
I'm going to watch it. But I watched the series and loved the series. I thought that was great. And
Yeah.
both of these shows are very true to the way LAPD is when you see them in, you're around them.
Mm-hmm.
Their attitude when they're around each other, the way they speak to their superiors and all, is much different than the sheriff's department. We're a
Mm.
lot more casual than they are. They're much more rigid, militaristic in the way they address each other and everything.
Hmm.
On the other side, we were a lot more, general about it.
That's interesting. That's really
But they
interesting.
were good. They do a good job. I mean, we like to fight with them and argue with them, but pick on them and all that stuff. They pick on us. Told you about the dog that got big.
The what?
Firestone Station is next to 77 Station for LAPD.
Uh-huh.
They're both in South Central, the bad neighborhoods. And the deputies at Firestone had a big Airedale, and he used to roam the parking lot. LAPD kidnapped him, took him to a groomer, and had him dye pink.
No, stop it!
It was embarrassing.
Oh no! Oh,
I forget
no.
how they got even. They got even, but it's always one after the other. They just keep going after each other.
Did anybody get pictures of that? That's hilarious.
Oh no, that's a long time ago.
Oh, that's hysterical. That's a great
that
story.
poor dog. One day they had somebody call for backup, and everybody ran out. And they killed the dog. They ran over him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no. Why didn't they let him in the station?
That was his whole parking lot was his.
He just wandered the parking lot.
Yeah, I mean, you get the dog lived better than you did. He ate better.
It's not safe.
Everybody fed him. Everybody took care of him. He was pampered. And then they painted him pink.
Andy Griffith, best pop show ever. Not very violent though. But
no, that was funny though.
It was funny. I'll have to watch Southland. I never watched it.
Oh, it was good. It was really good. It's
my dad likes the
several
good shows.
main characters. I mean, there's not just one main character.
Sure.
For each type of thing, there's a main character. Like detectives and then the patrol. And the guy in patrol does a really good job. He's a training officer, and his performance is very realistic. And they get into things that we're human. You know what I mean? We're not a machine that's out there doing stuff. You have feelings. You go in there, you have a bad day. You know what I'm saying? And they get that in there without making it showy. That it just kind of fits in with what they're doing. And I thought it was really great. And like you say, Bosch, same thing. That whole thing came down towards the end, towards the way they felt that they should deal with something, and they dealt with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bosch was a great show. Chosen One wants to know, what time am I doing locals tonight? That'll be at 10:15. 10:15 we'll be watching South Park on locals, the Worldwide Privacy Tour. And if you're not familiar, here, I'll show you. Wait, where's this picture? I have to show you this picture. It's so funny. Shoot, I guess I need to go to my Twitter because it's not popping up on locals as a full photo. Have you guys seen what's trending on Twitter? Because it's so funny. I'm dying. Here we go. Look at the pictures.
South Park. I was going to say that they're supposed to be doing something about Harry and Meghan.
Oh yeah, they did. That's what we're watching tonight on my locals.
Yeah, that's supposed to be pretty good.
Look, whenever anybody could ever, if you ever see a photo of these people again and you're not photoshopping these signs into their hands, there's something wrong with you. Every photo going forward should look like this. It's so funny.
Don't look at us. Don't look.
It is still trending, you guys. It's still trending. Like that, the dumb prince and his stupid wife. Look at this one. We want our privacy.
See? Don't stop looking at us.
It's so funny. Oh, it's so funny. There's so many. So, and this here, look.
But she was in Suits. Did you watch Suits? The TV show Suits?
I didn't watch it, but I heard that it was funny. Can you hear this?
After a couple of seasons, they all started to go downhill to me.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't really watch South Park. It's not something that I usually watch, but every once in a while, when they really nail one like this, I have to watch it. And I've watched this one like 3 times. It's so stinking funny. So we're gonna watch the whole episode tonight on Locals for Locals exclusive, and that's on meganfox.locals.com. And if you sign up for a whole year, you can get 2 months free by using the promo code SQUATS for a discount. All right, well, I don't have much more for tonight, Joe. I don't need to keep you any longer because that was all we were going to do was go over that Shabusiness complaint, and I'm going to get ready to get going on Locals, I think. So thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate your time, and I'll be in touch with you again soon. And we'll be working on some more stuff together coming up here. So
Yes.
you're going to see a
I'll be
lot
looking
more
at
of
that
Joe.
other stuff too. I'll be
Yeah.
looking at that other stuff too, and I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I've got Joe on a secret assignment, you guys. There's a secret assignment that I got Joe working
My lips
on.
are sealed.
Yeah. Secret assignment.
Bye, everybody. It was
Yeah.
nice seeing you again.
It's
Take
good
care.
to see
Bye-bye,
you.
Megan.
All right. Bye, Joe. All right, everybody. Just a few reminders that to go, if you're looking for a fun and luxurious pen, don't forget to go over to bastionboltactionpens.com and use my promo code MEG20 for 20% off of your luxury pen. I really dig this thing. I really do. I've had companies contact me before and ask if I wanted to partner with them and whatever. And it's been like VPNs and stuff. And like, I'm not interested. I'm just not interested. But when a pen company contacted me and was like, hey, you want to see what our pens are like? I was like, yeah, I can't think of a better item for me to actually be promoting than a pen. I mean, I'm a journalist. I use pens all day long, and my pens are important to me. And I like the fact that this also came with a refill, by the way. So it comes with, so you get a bonus refill with so each one, so it's almost like getting two pens because you get one and then you get the refill that comes with it. Plus this cool little felt carrying case so you don't lose it in the bottom of your purse. So I find that that's a good thing to have too, and it keeps it from getting scratched, etc. So if you like pens, check it out. bastionboltactionpen.com, promo code MEG20 for 20% off. But will it make you breakfast? Probably not. But if you want the link, I'll drop it in the chat for you guys so you can go check that out. They also do they have jewelry and other stuff too that I haven't seen, so I can't say whether or not it's cool or not, but I definitely like this pen. And they have a bunch of different colors, comes in a lot of different styles. They even have, and I may be getting that one soon, they have the fountain pen tip on some of these because I really do like fountain pens. So that may be my next one. So if you guys go and order these, use my promo code MEG20 for a 20% off discount, and maybe they'll send me one so I can see what the fountain pens are like. I did drop the pen link in the chat. Did you not see it? Here you go. Here it is again. There you go. Yeah, so I thought, of all the products that could contact me, a pen is perfect. And I'm going to have to go to my merch store and pick up one of my notebooks to use my new bolt action pen with. And if you haven't been to the merch store in a little while, you need to check it out because there's a lot of really cool stuff in there, including notebooks. Oh yeah, and they're super cool. If I could pull it up right now, I would. Where's my link? There it is. Let's see. Meredith has been working so hard on the merch store. She's done so many cool things, and she's almost finished, by the way, with the new mug. The sorry for having great tits and correct opinions. Wait till you see what she did. It's so good. It's so good. So there's the for Fox's sake material. There's the new thumbprint logo. There's the journalism. In order for real journalism, to have real journalism, it must be controversial by nature. The Julian Assange, and that comes this quote, and it comes in a sticker, a T-shirt, sweatshirts. There's all sorts of stuff. Did you see the new? Look at this one. Oh my gosh, Meredith. I didn't even see this yet. It comes in red and blue now. The Make Americans Friends Again products come in red and blue, and they also come in army green, which is really fun too. So there's a lot of cool stuff in here, you guys. You got to check out the merch shop. I will drop the link for you in the chat so that you have it. And there's notebooks too. You just got to go scroll around and oh, I forgot Rumble. Let me get over to Rumble. There you go. There you go, Rumble. There's the link. But yeah, the merch store is so fun. Meredith has been working so hard in there. Thank you, Meredith. You're the best. I appreciate it. So if you want to support the show, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can go to Bastion Bolt Action Pen and get yourself a luxury pen, promo code MEG20, or you can head over to the merch store and buy yourself some cool mugs, cups, sweatshirts, T-shirts, whatever, stickers. There's all kinds of stuff in there. And yeah, the over Fox's sake is so funny. So funny. You can't have the Brooks merch anymore. You know who got the Brooks merch? Jeff. He might be the only one who got the Grounds merch before they deleted it off the store. And they said that in order for me to have it, I had to donate the proceeds completely, 100% to some charity against violence, because they claimed that it was promoting violence, which is nonsense. It wasn't. It wasn't. Nonsense. Wouldn't let you change your discount promo? What? Sweet Gator Babe? Are you kidding? Well, that's what they told me it was. But you know, if you use the link, that's my affiliate link, so it should give me credit. But I'll tell them. I'll tell them if that promo doesn't work. I'll send them an email and let them know that it's not working. Because it should be, because I did all the things I was supposed to do. I signed up my account and all that stuff, the affiliate link. So I'll tell them though. That's weird. All right, well, maybe hold off. Don't do it until it works, because I'll tell them. Here, I'll send them an email right now. I'll tell them. My code's not working. That's not fair. That's not fair. Let's see. Okay. Okay. All right. I'll let you know what they say. Okay. So I got to run. Be back at 10:15 at meganfox.locals.com. We are going to watch the Worldwide Privacy Tour. We want privacy. We want privacy. It's so funny. It's so stinking funny. And we're going to watch it with Gadfly, I think. He says he's going to be there. So hopefully he'll show up, and I'm gonna send him some text and bother him about it right now, and because he's got an hour to get there. So 10:15, be on meganfox.locals.com, and I'll see you then. Good night, guys.
I was lost, my world is near its end. I almost felt my head is full of a million choices. I am alive, I'm not here to pretend. I love my friends, my heart is filled with a million voices. Oh, this road has many choices. Oh, and my heart, million voices. Come next to me, my friend, embrace the sky. I'm not afraid to fly. It's not the time to say goodbye. I don't wanna say goodbye. No, I don't wanna stay. No, I don't wanna say goodbye. This time I know my road is near its end. I almost felt my head is full of a million choices. I am alive, I'm not here to pretend. I love my friends, my heart is filled with a million voices. Oh,
Thanks, Raceland 9000 for the last minute Rumble rant. $5. Love you, man.
Come next to me, my friend, embrace the sky. I'm not afraid to fly. It's not the time to say goodbye. I don't wanna say goodbye. No, I don't wanna stay. No, I don't wanna say goodbye.
problem is he
cameras
should
on
come
his bedroom
storming
floor.
in there with
Yeah.
a string of
Do you
garlic
recall when
and
we
some
went
holy
into
water.
Mr.
And a
Judson's
cross,
first
a crucifix
bedroom?
one.
May the
No, you
power of
recall,
Christ
or no, you
compel you.
No, I don't.
You
So
realized
just
his house
covered
was infested with
just up for
succubuses.
that.
And
There's a video here with you of what it, yes. Do you recall what that was there
Succuloters.
when you arrived in the afternoon? I don't remember seeing it now. So while she
No wonder he said drown her before you burn her.
Oh my god.
You-
Your next witness?
Now I know
Witness
why
your
he
honor
wanted
is
to
known
drown
as
her.
Glacis, and that
Next
is
witness
also
lives in
by
Romania.
video.
Is that correct?
That begins with Miss Fast.